Morning. If it wasn't for that car, the occasional car on a Shabbat morning, there's pure quiet here. I'm almost astonished at the Shabbat culture here. People stop. There's a strong Arab population here in the north of Israel, so they're oftentimes very engaged in the support services for the entire society on Shabbat, coming from work, going for work. And then you have some secular Israelis who also travel on Shabbat. So you'll always hear some cars, but Father Rodrigo's gone out on his bicycle this morning. It's a great time to, especially in the early morning, to be on the roads with your bicycle. Basically country roads over here, you know. Not like West Virginia country roads, but country roads nevertheless. Lots of green, if it's not brown. But lots of vegetation. And then the lake environment. I hear the pigeons cooing. I was thinking a lot and praying a lot about for parents this morning because of the first reading. And I had never made that association before with this reading, which comes up often. At least 12 times a year, because it's, or maybe not that many, but a bunch. Because it's one of the preferred readings for the that goes with the Feast of the Apostles. And Paul gives an account of what it's like to be an apostle. There's also other wonderful wisdom in there as well. And it's basically a question. What do you have? Think of all the things you have. Your possessions. Real estate, jewelry, clothes, transport means, car, bicycle, moped. The food you eat, the food that's in your refrigerator, the refrigerator itself. All the things. Your toothbrush. Did you make your toothbrush? Kind of unlikely. Did you make your nail clippers? Kind of unlikely. Did you make your toothpaste? My pretty sure bet is you didn't. Watch the birds here. This is the different herons here. We have a purple heron right down here in front of us. We'll probably fly right there in the light now. There you go. So you make all that list, and then you can add to it your own very life, your arms, your fingers, your eyebrows, your toes, your teeth, your brain. Most people have one. Your sensitivity. And what of those things have you not received? A lot of the things you receive in the supermarket, some of them in the hardware store, some of them in the electrical appliance store, some of them directly from your parents the day you were born, the day you were conceived and gestated as an embryo and were born. The food, we receive it mostly. Maybe at least the ingredients. Maybe we can make a cake or a soup. Most people don't make their own soup, they just buy a package. I used to love doing that from the different place I was, just to get the vegetables and make soup, real one. And then if you have received everything, why do you boast about it as being yours? That's the next question. Very interesting, really. Because then, in a certain sense, mine, I paid for it. If it wasn't my idea to make it, somebody else had the genius to make the birthday cake that way, to make the clothes that way, to make the machinery that way. An architect had something to do with the shape of your house. Maybe you did also. It's very interesting because then it brings us to a level of reality. And to be in reality is a better place to live than in a make-believe world. It's not true. Because that sets up expectations that can't be fulfilled, that will only be broken, and therefore frustrations, expectations becoming frustrations. But then going on to the point about parents, you know, this text is about disciples in Corinth who probably have got a little bit self-sufficient in the sense of they have it all down pat, they know it. It can be a close next step, could be arrogance. And there are a number of lines in there that are interesting. We are weak, but you are strong. You know, parents and children, teenagers, young adults, such strength. Parents getting weaker with age, having spent their lives for them. We are fools, but you are wise. Oftentimes teenagers can think that about their parents, and older kids too. You're held in honor. People say, oh, what a great kid, and that. But sometimes the children or others can hold the parents in disrepute the tensions of life, you know. A lot of this goes on in our society. Can also be the lot sometimes of some teachers, of professors, of coaches. And at the very end of this paragraph, it says, "But even if you should have countless guides, you do not have many parents. I'm your parent. I begot you. And there you see the love coming through. That incredible love that recognizes the connection, the relationship, which maybe the child has by then forgotten and needs to be reminded. But that's not enough to remind them from the outside, that they can hear the reminder or see it written on the refrigerator. It's necessary for them to get the reminder inside their own hearts. It's a personal path of growth and maturity. Oh, I see the pigeon. It's in the center of the screen there. There are many more pieces today in this, and the reading's beautiful. The way the tension is dealt with by Jesus with the Pharisees. He quotes the scriptures for them. The story about David eating the showbread in the temple in Shiloh, or was it Bethel? And it's nice to meet people where they're at, even if they're antagonistic, to meet them on their terms, to show them through elements they accept and understand that there might be new ways of seeing things. There's a gentleness about that, a carefulness, beauty. Sometimes we're in arguments with people to think, how can we explain it from things they understand? Instead of just shouting or showing disrespect or anger, but to find a way of respect into the heart and thought of others. Respect is never a mistake for the human being. It's actually a path of adoration for every person made in his image and likeness. We leave it like that for today, people. Very nice. Thank you for joining. See you later, alligators. Have a blessed Saturday. Shabbat Shalom. We pray for the peace of these regions, that understanding will develop. And it starts in every house, raising children to be people of peace. We've no idea what the little children today, the grandchildren, will be facing in the different societies around the world at different times. And it will definitely be a blessing to have peacemakers, people who understand a little bit about conflict, and you learn that with your little siblings. God bless you. See you later, alligators. We're all called to be peace builders.